Jade Terry, and I'm an illustration major at SVA. It started when I was little. I was an only child and my parents worked a lot, so drawing was the only thing that I could do any place, anytime, and for free. I remember growing up and going backstage at the theaters a lot, and also an animation studio because my dad would do animations, very like small, low budget animations, but he also would work at really nice theaters, and I would get to go backstage to things like the Nutcracker and other ballets and really fancy stuff, and that was pretty cool because I got to see how things worked, and I got to start thinking that way and creatively. And I was all over the place, especially in high school, where I was just kind of testing out everything from pastel, charcoal, paint even, which was a disaster. And now I focus more on ink and pencil, and I kind of do a mixed media thing where I do ink, pencil, and then some gouache on top of it. But I'm still experimenting a lot, so it's hard to say. Right now I'm taking at SVA my thesis class. This is our thesis year, so basically focusing on that, but there's also a lot of anatomy classes because I'm interested in that. So something really different and new that I learned in SVA just from the beginning was a completely new way of drawing. Before SVA, I was taught in a very classical Russian style of drawing, and basically it's like on paper drawing a map for yourself. When you're trying to draw, for example, the figure, you'll just try to see how like an elbow lines up with a heel, and you can just draw tons and tons of lines and then erase as you go. And then I came to SVA and I started doing that, and my teacher was like, whoa, what, no, this is terrible. And I was like, what? That's not how I was taught. It was a surprise. I've never heard that before, and apparently what my teachers here wanted to do was contouring, which basically just draw the outline of a figure, for example, and it feels like just the first mark you make has to be correct. But I never really got the hang of it, but it did change the way I draw, and now the way I draw is like a combination of the two. So that definitely was a big influence on me. I thought a lot about whether I should come to SVA because I did get scholarships to other schools, other really good schools, but ultimately I decided to come to SVA because of the teachers. The teachers here are amazing, and in fact, the places that I was going to and even kind of tried to test out before I went, and I took some summer classes, they were using art books and textbooks that were written by teachers who teach here. So I figured, why not go and learn from, I guess, the best. So right now we are going to Travis Louis' show, Strange Visitors. And Travis Louis is a former teacher of mine. He taught a drawing class sophomore year, which was last year. Travis Louis would always emphasize shading, obviously, because that's what he was really good at. He would encourage us to have an imagination, and I guess towards the end, he let us start experimenting and trying to find a style. As, I guess, just a person, he was really friendly, always had funny stories to tell. He was just like always a really positive guy. One assignment that he gave us, which was, I think, just for fun, not really so much for skill, although it was an exercise for shading, but we had to draw a very naive drawing, like something a kid would draw. We had to like just not worry about it being
good or realistic, just draw anything, and then we had to give that drawing to the person next to us. And then the drawing that you ended up with, which was not your own, you had to try to shade that. So even though it was like this really whacked out creature, you had to try to bring it to life by just shading it and making it believable. And Travis Louis got mine. So he filled out my line drawing, and now I have hanging on the wall of my room a collaboration, I guess. It's a really weird creature, but I like it.
Having a medical career, even if it's a short one, interests me because it's just sort of, the idea is always been there. My parents are both in a medical, well, my dad's a firefighter, my mom's a nurse, and I've always heard the stories and how you can help people. That's always been a second choice to art. And even in art, you can see the influence because I do draw a lot of medical illustrations, or at least like things inspired by that field.